Hi everyone, welcome to my channel again. By now you've seen a couple of my videos and I'm so happy to be getting responses from everybody. What's good, what's bad, what's working and what's not working. So I really appreciate it. Please continue to talk to me because I really appreciate it. Today I've actually had a couple of people request for this video because I don't know if you know, but I have a blog that I write about, and currently I'm busy with a beginner series. So for a couple of weeks I've been writing about stuff for beginners to understand makeup stuff. So people are saying, you know, we hear you, we're happy about what you're talking about, we're learning, but we don't know how long everything lasts. Are you using expired stuff? Are you not using expired stuff? When do you need to replace your things? That type of thing. So today's video is basically about that. When you need to replace your stuff, how long things last, and things like that. Because I never really thought of that. You just use your makeup until it's finished, I guess. And do we really know? When food is expired, you can tell it's expired, but it's a little different with makeup. So I thought this would be a great video to talk about, and I hope it's helpful. So please keep watching and find out how long everything lasts for. Okay, so I'm going to basically start off with this little container, and this one is for things that last between 3 months to 6 months, and I've got a little trick. So I'll go through everything and tell you how long it lasts, but there's actually this thing that appears on a lot of stuff, cosmetics wise. It's sort of like a container. I don't know if I can, let me get one where you can actually see it, because the bottle's a little bit clear, so you might just miss it. So basically, I hope it's zoomed in. It's a little bit of, it looks like a little bin, you know, one of those where you put your foot on and then it flips open, and then it will say SM or 12M. So the M is 4 months, and if it says, not SM, sorry, 6M. So the S, not the S, okay, sorry. So if it says 6M, it's 6 months. So this one is basically some eyelash glue I got from Essence. I absolutely love this one, by the way. This one lasts for 6 months. This is an Essence Keep It Perfect makeup spray, and I'm looking at the container thingy, that little picture. This one is actually, it shouldn't be here, it should be my other one, but it's 12 months. Essence, my favorite again. This is a liquid eyeliner, and this is for most liquid eyeliners. You can use it from 3 to 6 months max. I normally use mine for, if I really use it for a while, it's 3 months, because I use it all the time. I actually like it. So that one. Then I have the Essence Make Me Brow. This seems like an Essence sort of product review, but anyway. This is also 6 months as well, but it doesn't last. It lasts long, but it doesn't last for 6 months unless you completely forget about it and start using another product. I have a couple of sponges. I don't use these sponges really. I'm absolutely in love with my beauty blender, but if you do use sponges, I think 3 months max. And when I say 3 months max, you need to keep them clean regularly. Not like if you wash them once a month or things like that. If you're going to do that, you're going to get breakouts and things like that, so that's really not a good idea. And mascara. Mascara, there is no from this month to this month, it's 3 months. And you start seeing it gets a little like clumpy and things like that. When you put it on, you get like little blobs of mascara on your eyelashes. That's when you know it's time to go. So mascara is 3 months. And if you use mascara a lot, then it should last you about 3 months. 3 months, maybe 4 months, but if it starts getting really clumpy and almost dry and you have to apply lots and lots of layers, it's actually time to say goodbye. So that's basically the 3 to 6 months basket that I was talking about. So I'm going to move on to the one for a year to a year and a half. Okay, now I'm on to the basket I was telling you about, the year to a year and a half one. I'd already started with this one by accident, so this one is basically so fixing spray, any fixing spray basically, I'd say you can keep it for about 12 months, which is a year. Moisturizer for your face, I use Pond's, and I use the whole Pond's Radiance thing. So the face, this is the day one, so I just use this as an example. You can keep this for a year max, but if you have like a skincare routine and things like that, and you followed to the T, then it shouldn't even last you a year. It lasts you like a couple of months and then it's done. The same thing with the face wash, the Pond's Radiance face wash. I think you can keep this for about a year and then it's time to let go, time to say bye. And if you haven't used it for that long and it lasts you an entire year, then clearly something else is working for you, a different product is working. You shouldn't have it for that long. I never have it for that long, but it does last for a couple of months if you use it day and night. So this is a year. My favorite foundation, the Infallible Stay Fresh Foundation. It's by L'Oreal, and it's got that little thing I've been telling you about, that little open and close bin. It says 12M, so 12 months, that's a year. But I don't know a foundation that people have kept for a year or so. Literally, if you love makeup, then it doesn't last that long, but you can keep it for a year. And then, let's see, concealer. This is my favorite one, and it's by LA Girl. It's called Pro Conceal HD High Definition Concealer. And this one has a little bin. We'll just call it the bin thing. When I do this, then you know it's that little picture. You should actually look at a couple of your products and you'll see it. It's normally close to the barcode or the code where it tells you what lot it is and things like that. So you can have a look at it. You can try to find it around there. This one says 18 months, so this is over a year. And concealers generally last that long, unless you sometimes use your concealer for other things. But it should last you about a couple of months, probably like 6 months if you're just using it for your eyebrows. But if you're somebody who is doing color correcting, by the way, you should read my blog about color correcting from last week. If you color correct and things like that, it won't last you 18 months, but it can last you up to that long and still be fine. And then I kept this. This is going to be in my empties video, so please don't laugh at me or judge me. This is my prime and fine. It's actually finished. I haven't used it since. This one is 12 months, so you can keep your primer for a year. And then this is the Kylie Jenner liquid lipstick, and then I have a couple of their liners, their lip liners. Let's see, this one's got the little mouth and then the little bin, and right underneath, and that's 12 months, so you can keep this for a year. Then these are the liners. The liners are also, the lip liners are also 12 months. And then I remember I spoke to you about the Born to Glow Liquid Illuminator by NYX, or NYX, depending on how you pronounce it. This one is 18 months as well. I do see it lasting probably like 6 months because I don't use too much illuminator. I've seen a lot of people use a lot of it. I don't use that much of it, so it could just last me probably like 6-7 months. We'll see. And then lastly, this is for creamy eyeshadows, so the ones that are not dry like your powder ones, but they sort of have like a little bit of a texture and a feel to it. The ones that I don't use with eyeshadow base primer, So yes, this one could last you, this one says 12 months. I think a safe one for creamy, depending on what brand you use, creamy could be from 6 months to a year. That's creamy foundations, not the powder ones. So, oh yes, sorry, before I forget. This is my Rimmel waterproof eye definer eyeliner. I don't know where the lid is, but I'll find it. This one actually on the package says 30 months. I absolutely don't believe it. Don't get me wrong, I love this, but I can't apply it anymore, and I've had it. Yeah, I think it's expired. Comes to think of it, because I just keep on trying to line my eyes with it, and it just I don't know, it's as if it's dried up or shriveled up or something, and it just won't work. So I think I need to get rid of this one, but it says 30 months. I think I've had it for about that long. So yeah. So basically that is everything in the 1 to 1.5 or slightly over container. That's this one. I'm going to move on to the 2 years and 4 years container. And finally, we're on to the last box, which is, like I said, from 3 years to 4 years. Well, it's not 4 years, but it's quite a while actually. So remember I had mentioned eyeshadow. So this one is an eyeshadow, but it's the powder form. It's not the creamy form like the one I showed you before. So this one tends to last longer. I've had this for ages. I think I mentioned in my previous video that this was the first ever eyeshadow palette that I purchased, but at the time I didn't know anything about makeup, so I kept it for a little bit, and then after a while I started using it, sorry. So that one is the eyeshadow palette, and I think with the powders you can get away with a lot more than you would with some of the creamier stuff, because you would think it would expire. So powder is much better if you're looking for something to last longer, but be careful of the pigmentation of the powder, because they're not as pigmented as the creams would be. So that's one to remember. Shampoos and conditioners also last a really long time. So actually not between 2 to 3, I was about to say between 2 to 3, it's actually about 2 to 2.5 years. But I don't think it would last that long. I'm using this one as an example today because I have a problem with dandruff. So I used to use Head and Shoulders, and then at some point I got to the Clicks. I buy the Clicks. When I got to Clicks, they didn't have Head and Shoulders. They had this instead. The price was right, so I just thought, okay, let me try it. And I've been using it ever since. It's the Clicks Anti-Dandruff 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. And it works well, so I like it. So this is 2 to 2.5 years. That's how long you can use it. You can keep it for. So if you have anything that you've had for longer than that, then I'm not too sure it will be effective. So just, yeah, check what you have and how long you've had it for. And then I remember in my first video I spoke about the Born to Glow Liquid Illuminator, and this one says 18 months. It's pretty small, so I don't think it would last 18 months, but I do see it lasting a while, because I don't use a lot of highlighter the way I've seen people use a lot of highlighter. They probably go through one of these in a month, but I've had this for a while now, a couple of months actually. So oh wow, these Hardy dots are going crazy. So this one I do see lasting a little bit longer, but I don't think it would last two or more years. You'd probably get through it because it's not that big anyway. So this one would be the liquid form of illuminator. But if you have the powder form, like I said, it's a little, you can get away with a lot more with powder than you would with some of this creamy stuff and the liquid stuff. And then I have nail polish. Let me just shake it because it's a bit oil based, so the oil tends to sit on, it just floats there if you haven't used it in a while. So I'm going to shake it so it doesn't look scary. This is basically nail polish. Nail polish you can use for about 2 years before it starts to dry up while it's sealed. I know you've probably come across that nail polish of yours that's just dried up over the years and you haven't used it, but you don't understand how come it's dried up. It's because it's actually expired, so that's how you know. But I think a good 2 years, yeah, you can give it that long before it's just not effective anymore. And I've noticed some of these actually, when you've had them for too long, they actually don't dry properly. Like you'd have it on and then you'd wait for it to dry, and then you'd assume that it's dry because you waited for so long, and then you move around and you do something and it actually hasn't dried. So I think that's also another indication that it's time to let go. And then I have lipsticks. These ones are by MAC, and this is the Heroin, and this is Ruby Woo. So basically, you can keep these for 2 years. Lipsticks do last a lot longer than the Kylie Jenner one that I previously shown you, and it lasts longer than lip gloss. Lip gloss should be about 6 months to a year. So lipstick lasts longer. If you're looking for something that will last longer, I think buy lipstick. But also be careful of the brand as well. If it's really, really cheap, then you'd want to reevaluate how long you would want to keep it. So just remember the brand as well. But lipstick in general, if it's a good brand, would be 2 years. And then last but not least, I think perfume. There's a debate about perfume actually. It can either go, some say 3 years, some say 7 years. So I'm gonna say between 3 to 7 years. But these kids are having so much fun. These perfumes, I would say between 3 to 7 years. I don't think a perfume can last that long if you're using it often. So, but they do last long, so you can keep it if you've bought a lot and you're keeping them for a while, then they do last a long time. So I'd say 3 to 7 years just to be safe. And I just have a tip about, we're talking about expiry dates and things like that. I think makeup brushes and makeup tools are actually so important to keep clean and wash and all of that. I've become so bad at keeping my tools clean that I'm getting breakouts, and it's just not good. So always, the other stuff the stuff I mentioned can always be thrown away, but your makeup brushes, they're quite expensive, so you want to keep them and use them for as long as possible. So the best thing to do for your brushes and your skin, mostly for your skin, and your sanity, is to actually keep them clean. Wash them as often as possible, especially if you use a beauty blender like I do. I have been struggling, actually not struggling, I think I've just been lazy, and now I'm starting to actually see the results of my laziness, because I'm starting to get breakouts, even though I'm so consistent with my skincare routine, which I'm going to do a video about in the near future. But you just need to keep them clean so that you don't get any breakouts, or I've seen people getting crazy, like swollen faces and things like that because of the germs that these things sometimes do harbor, depending on how you store it and how much dirt there's in it and what's breeding in there. So always just be careful. Remember to be careful about that. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you watching all the way to the end. What else? Please don't forget to subscribe. If you like the video, I always ask you to actually give it a thumbs up if it was helpful or you learned something from it. Please do share the video with your friends. If you've learned anything, please pass on the information, because you never know who you might help or what might happen to you. Rather know what's happening and avoid certain things than get like a swollen face and have an allergic reaction, or crazy things happen out there, so you never know. So I pray that this was helpful for you. Thank you so much for watching once again. You can catch me on, you can catch me on social media. My social media info will come up at the end. Talk to me, message me. I'm always happy to respond. I love getting your messages, your suggestions, just like this video was a suggestion from one of my readers. Also, I'll leave a link below in the description box for my blog if you'd like to read some of the blogs that I've already written. So basically my blog is, my blog and my channel are sort of go-between. What you won't find on my YouTube channel at that point in time, you'll definitely find on my blog. What's on my blog but not on YouTube, you'll know will be coming to YouTube soon. So thank you once again. I really, really appreciate it. Bye.